There we go. Woo! We're all set. Actually, we could bring this down a bit. There we go. Get a little bit of a better angle on the cards instead of just being so far away. Woo! Oh. Alright. Let's start slowly opening all these cards. There's a lot to go through, today, so jump right into it as soon as we get them all set. Woo! Very excited to jump into these Lost Art cards. Never actually got any before, so this will be like brand new territory for us. Alright, we'll slowly wait for everyone else to pile into chat. Slowly get things on the road. Big shout out again to YuGiOh KingOfGamesSales for sending all these in. These are just super cool cards. Plus, it's just cool to see how the cards were originally meant to look. Alright. As we open these, we'll get them all sleeved up. Did remember the sleeves this time, so I came prepared. We'll start with Cyber Angel Benton. Nice. Slowly get you sealed. Cyber Angel Editon. Some of the censorships, jeez, can't talk today. Some of the censorships you'll find are probably just because the cards are a little too provocative, or, you know, Donzalug is carrying a gun here. Probably not friendly for a TCG. I myself do not care, but you know, rules exist, so gotta do what you can. But it's nice at least we still get the opportunity to get these cards. Can't say it for all of them, but some of them are left a bit hidden away altogether. I think there are a couple OCG exclusives that just never came over the TCG. Bit unfortunate, but such is life. Donzalug. 2 Donzalug so far. Very good. Woo! Try and just start filling out. Try and display as many as we can. I like how they're all individually sealed. That is kind of nice. Harpy's Feather Rest. A little bit more on the provocative side. Vampire Vamp. Some of these I didn't even know they had like Lost Art counterparts too. I guess I just didn't pay enough attention to the card or just didn't look into it that much to find out. Harpy Dancer, very good. A lot of the Harpy cards are a bit more scandalous, so those will definitely be on the Lost Arts for sure. I think they just announced the newest batch as well. I think a day after all the mail had arrived, immediately it was like, oh yeah, there's more. It's nice to get a lot of top loaders out of this, so. Big thanks to YuGiOh KingOfGamesSales. Definitely sent in a lot of ways to sleeve and protect my other cards. Ooh. Bit of a detour here. This one is not a Lost Art. It's actually from Spell Ruler. He sent in a Forceful Sentry. This thing was terrifying back in the day. Look at your opponent's hand, select a card, just push it back into the deck. That's horrifying. That's cruel. Why would you do that? It's a very forceful Sentry, I guess. I really cannot talk today. Still be waking up, I guess. Woo. Oh yeah, Legendary Fisherman. Actually has a spear this time instead of a little pole. I don't know how the TCG was gonna censor that and imply he was still gonna fish. How do you catch fish with like a pole with a rounded? I guess he's gonna hit them. Just beat the fish. I guess that's one way. At that point, just catch it with your hands. Like just pull them out of the water. I've seen it done before. Hey, we got Violet in chat. Woohoo! King of Games. And we got Lestat. Harpy cards are going to attract some weirdos. Whether intentional or not, I think Konami knew what they were doing. I mean, that's probably lore-wise what they look like. I don't know what harpies look like. They're not real. I think that was the point. Were they supposed to, like, lure people in and kill them? Like, eat them? But I think that's always going to happen in any card game. With any sort of, like, mildly attractive female card art. Or just female in general. A lot of fishermen. It's nice that he finally has a spear, so he can actually be a legendary fisherman. Although, don't the other ones, like, other legendary fishermen 2 and 3, don't they just have, like, regular weapons? Like, doesn't number 2 have, like, a crossbow that he can just shoot at? It's like, what happened there? Poor fisherman 1 stuck with his little poking stick, and then someone just pulls up with a crossbow. It's not nice. Acts of Despair. Okay, that's kind of terrifying. It's got a face on it. I think in the OCG it was called Demon Axe, so. It's also treated as an Archfiend card, so that probably explains why it's so menacing and kind of unsettling. I always thought it just looked kind of odd. I was like, oh, that's a weird, like, part of the axe, but then it came to the realization, oh, that's a face it's supposed to be. I don't think it's that menacing. A little unsettling, but I don't think that's too bad. Probably far worse ones. Woo! Full play set of that. This one's probably the more infamous from when I was a kid, but from when Barrel Dragon was, you know, very much not looking like that, looking more like a Nerf gun. Or actually it was, they made it like lit up, which kind of looked cool. Like a little laser beam, but it definitely didn't look like the little revolver dragon it was supposed to be. This is probably one of my favorites. This is so cool. It's just so menacing. A lot darker too. Yu-Gi-Oh cards back in the day were super dark. Both color and presentation wise. That one's pretty nice. That one's definitely cool. Oh, wait. I didn't want to throw that one away. There we go. This next one's a little bit, this one kind of makes sense. This one's a bit more unsettling and creepy, but the original Parasite. Okay, this maybe gets a bit of a pass. This one I could understand why you'd want to censor that. It's coming out of his face. That's kind of terrifying. Don't like that. Acts of Despair is cool. Reminds me of a prop one could buy at Spirit Hall. It honestly does. This definitely seems like a the Michael Myers Axe of Souls Barrel Dragon profile when. Is there a Barrel Dragon deck? There wasn't Duel Links that I was familiar with. However, that one was more just for like coin toss scale, so that one's a bit different. And a bit more smaller scale, like a 20 card deck. I guess I could do like a Barrel Dragon Duel Links profile if that's what you're looking for. But I don't know. I don't know if I could do like a full 40. I guess there is quite a good amount of coin toss support, so there is that at least. Looks like a chillin' axe. It looks pretty chill. It looks very laid back. He actually looks he looks kind of peaceful. He's just hanging out, or he's high. Although if I was part of an axe, I probably wouldn't be of sober mind the entire time I'm being swung around. I don't know why this next one got censored, but so be it. Zombria the Dark just saying, I think it's supposed to say Zombier on the front. This one looks cool. I used to run this back in the day because I was part of the very menacing and terrifying Lost Warrior from Another Planet Turbo deck. Huh. I'm not familiar with all the Barrel Dragon cards, but I could look into it. It definitely reminds me of the one that ran rampant with Sartorius and Duel Links, because it was all just like coin tosses and you get mostly heads and just start blowing stuff up. VWXYZ Dragon Catapult Cannon. Again, more like cannons, lasers, guns. More weapons. Konami doesn't want that. Let's see if we can readjust here. Run out of room here. I'll try and show off as many cards as I can, but some of them we'll just have to move around and make room for. Some of them there'll be a lot of copies of. There's a lot of Axes of Despair I picked up. I used to run Axe of Despair back in the day. Like just a flat 1,000 attack boost, and then tribute a monster to place it back on top of the deck, so you can just, again, draw into it more axe swinging. Like, that's horrifying. It's horrifying, I tell you. Maybe that's why he's so peaceful and happy. He knows he's such just a giant 1,000 attack boost. I'd be pretty happy. Fake hero. I think it's just his clothing that changed. I mean, he's in a hurry. He's getting ready for his day. As a fake hero, it's kind of sad. I still think he could be a hero. Okay, cool. These cards were super well sealed, so it's going to take a while to get to some of these. Plus, they're also individually sealed, so it's just going to take a while to open in general. Storming Wind. This one get a lost art? I don't know what changed from the original. Maybe the writing at the bottom. I'd have to look at what this one was. I'm not sure entirely. Design on her face is pretty detailed and distinct. That's kind of cool. Woo. Another Harpy's Feather Rest. For the waifu eccentric. Oh. Another Zombria the Dark. I just liked him back in the day. He was a pretty respectable card. Can't attack directly, but you'll pretty much beat over everything. Even if you lose 200 attack after each one you defeat. Could just also give it an Axe of Despair, and then look at that. Normal summon monster you can just beat over a Blue Eyes with. Stygian Dirge, probably the expression on her face, a little too menacing. A little too unsettling, too. Just reduces your opponent's monster levels by 1. Looks like she's getting hit with a Soul Drain. That's a little bit terrifying. Oh yeah, definitely has the same appeal as the Angel Demons from Persona. Especially if you look at like the base Angel Persona, it's almost very similar. Another Stygian Dirge. Ugh. This could definitely be a Persona demon, this screaming worm. Or just woman being soul absorbed, I imagine. Probably not too pleasant. Woo. Another Stygian Dirge. A lot of these are multiple copies, but King of Game Sales was selling all of them, so I was like, oh, I'll take them. They're going to fill up binder pages. It'd be pretty cool. I might throw a couple into a deck just to show off, but... Stygian Dirge again. A lot of Stygian Dirges. I don't even know what either of those words mean. Woo. Trap Tricks Geneslaya. I like Trap Tricks. It's kind of cool. It's like a nice rank 4 link deck, and then immediately it's also, oh hey, we also have normal traps. Kind of interesting. Like take the rank 4 engine of Sue ships and then just pack on all the normal traps like Labyrinth monsters. That's pretty impressive. Another Geneslea. Parasite looks lonely for my John Carpenter. Honestly, it could. Like the Thing or... Probably the Thing is the closest I could think of. Definitely some sort of bug parasite film you could definitely base that on. Third copy of Trap Tricks Geneslea. Woo! Only a couple more top loaders to go. Getting towards the end here. Woo! Kind of like Forceful Sentry. You're taking a little bit of a intermission card break. As this one comes from Hidden Arsenals Chapter 1, Armory Arm. This one was cool back in the day. That's such a cool secret rare as well. I remember using that a little bit. And often I was like, oh, level 4 Synchro, where am I going to fit this in my deck? So I didn't often use it, but still, pretty cool card. It's definitely cool to see in the 5Ds anime. Cyber Angel Edatin again. Alright. Last top loader here. We've been surprisingly working up a sweat over here opening all these cards. Once we go through all the cards, I'll probably do like my top 5 or top 3. And we'll kind of do like a fan consensus on what card is probably like the coolest lost art and which one probably didn't even need to be censored altogether. Still can't figure out. Does anybody know what the Storming Wind was supposed to be? Why is that one a lost art? I don't know which part of the artwork was censored or what the censor was even meant to be. The Dark, adding to the already massive pile of Zombira cards. There we go. Other Zombira. And then finally, the last one is, you guessed it, Zombira the Dark. Again, there's a lot of these, good lord. Talk about a clearing out sale. But, YuGiOh King of Game Sales says he was going to keep looking for the next batch that came out, the one that had like Mewtwo the Insect Ninja, Dark Ruler No More. Definitely excited for those. Any excuse to get another playset of Dark Ruler No More for the decks is always appreciated. Top 3 Yu-Gi-Oh! Creepypasta. Yeah, I could definitely do one for Axe of Despair and Parasite. Or a Barrel Dragon just because of how like pitch black the color scheme. This color scheme on it is pretty impressive. It's just such an intense card. Or a Stygian Dirge, just because of how horrifying that person looks to be in pain. Probably just me, though. Alright. Start gathering everything. I'll do like my top 3 and then everyone can vote on which ones they like the most. Woo. Barrel Dragon is definitely solid. Alright. Top 3 I got in no particular order. Donzalug, the pointy guns. Barrel Dragon, because it's all guns. And Zombira the Dark, just because of the personal attachment I have to it for Lost Warrior from Another Planet. But I will give Legendary Fisherman an honorable mention, because he was such a cool looking card back in the day. I'll go ahead and lay them all out, and everybody can cast their votes, which one they thought was the coolest Lost Art. There we go. What up, Lucifer Kane? Just in time for the Lost Art recap. We're all placing our bets on placing our votes for which one we like the most. I'd probably go with Barrel Dragon just because of how like menacing and terrifying it was, and just like such a cool version the original was. There we go. Make sure I didn't miss any. There we go. Everyone place your votes. Person in pain. Can't recall it. Stygian Dirge. The one where they're looking like their soul's getting ripped away. Oh, this one. I was gonna say, I don't know if anyone else looks to be in pain, so... Well, Parasite. That looks pretty painful. I guess, yeah, let us know which one you meant. Surprised Dark Paladin. I did not, get one. Unfortunately. Does that one have a Lost Art? I never knew... I didn't know Dark Paladin had a Lost Art. Number 2, the Barrel Dragon. Barrel Dragon's pretty good. That's just menacing. I give that 3 revolvers. Definitely makes me want to read the Yu-Gi-Oh manga again. And then the Chillin' Axe. The Axe of, doesn't really seem despair. He looks pretty contempt. I guess a relaxing axe is kind of an oxymoron. Like you're swinging an axe around, but he's pretty like happy and chill. Doesn't really make much sense. Stygian Dirge. Okay, cool. Storming Wind. Yeah, I'm not really sure what was censored on Storming Wind. I'd have to look it up afterwards, but I wonder if it's either the text at the bottom or maybe like something she was wearing. I don't know. It looks normal to me. I wouldn't even know. Couldn't even tell you. Parasite though, that one if we were to censor that one probably would make sense. I can't imagine someone would want to see this in the middle of a duel. That's pretty terrifying. Even the Chilling Axe, you can make an argument, it's a little bit too unsettling. Or even Stygian Dirge for that matter, but I feel like all of these you could get a pass for. Except for some of the more scandalous ones, like the Harpies or the Cyber Angels. Maybe not do those. Maybe just make them normal clothes in general. You just cut out the middleman altogether. I don't know, I feel like the most criminal one is the Legendary Fisherman. Like, they took away the pointy part of his spear. Like, why? What's so menacing about a spear? There are Yu-Gi-Oh cards that are literally just like swords. It's just like a monster sword floating around. We gotta take away a man's spear so he can't fish. It's kind of unpleasant. Kind of unfair if you think about it. I guess maybe that was why he was so legendary. He didn't even need like the pointy part of the spear to fish. I don't know. It just seems ridiculous to me. I don't know if, Lucifer Kane, if you want to cast your vote, Lestat as well, for which Lost Arts you found were the coolest. Or if anyone else hasn't casted their vote yet, feel free to chime in. If not, we'll go ahead and wrap up here soon. Also, shout out to YuGiOh King of Game Sales. Not Lost Arts, but again, he did throw in the Forceful Sentry and Armory Arm just for the fun of it, so definitely appreciate him for that. I definitely wanted to pull a Forceful Sentry, but didn't from the 25th anniversary. So getting one here is kind of nice. Plus, I just like Armory Arm as a secret rare, so I'll give him credit there too. Always sends in the good loot. Laughs and cards that are pots. I was gonna say, some of those pot cards have pretty menacing looks or expressions. Like that gets a pass. A little jar with a scary face, but guy holds a spear and we all gotta run away. I wonder, maybe it was, oh, the pointy end of her staff is, or the end of her staff is kind of pointy. I think that was it. The mystery of Storming Wind continues. We still don't know. I'd look it up on my end, but I kind of don't want to mess up the stream here. All right, good enough. Well, if everyone's casted all their votes and we've recapped all the Lost Arts, I think we're good to wrap up here. It's a pretty productive stream. Definitely going to fill out a lot of binder pages here. But big thanks to YuGiOh, the King of Game Sales, for sending all these in. He sold, like I said, a lot. Here's all the other like copies of cards. We got a lot of stuff shoved into here. Yeah, I don't know if the pod cards did get Lost Arts. I think those are okay. Those seem to be unaltered or unaffected. At the very least, but... Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot of fun. Glad you guys could join in. Definitely thank you all for stopping by. Thank you, YuGiOh King of Game Sales, for sending all these in. This was like my first ever time getting Lost Art cards, so I just bought like the giant bulk he was selling all together for like one flat price, so that was really nice. He'll definitely be sending in more stuff, so stay tuned for when we stack a bunch more. Hopefully I can get all the YuGiOh ones. That'd be cool to see. But that'll be for another stream. But in any case, thank you all for watching. And if you are looking for more YuGiOh content, don't worry, there'll be a Sue Ship deck profile tomorrow. We're going Gunkin Sue Ship number 3. So stay tuned for that to premiere around noon tomorrow. So I'll see you guys